Hello everyone and welcome to another audio podcast in this series surrounding the Excerpts Equipoise chapter. This is The Scientist and this is another Storm Robotics production. Today I'm going to provide an excerpt surrounding a subject entity, diabetic nephropathy or DN, diagnosis and management, and what makes best practice. And so the excerpt around this is thus. The background is that diabetic nephropathy or DN occurs in around 40% of type 1 and type 2 suspect or high risk patients, but in some cases this can be prevented or delayed. This is a serious issue as it can lead to death, and so early diagnosis and effective management is crucial for the well-being of patients. Now, in and around the aims and objectives, it was to understand different methodologies and make comparisons in suspect and high-risk patients and between biomarkers. The design methodology around this was that data and evidence from published literature over the last decade would be identified to compare biomarkers such as albuminuria and estimated glomerular filtration rate or EGFR. Studies related to renal biomarkers will be as part of this work would be pinnacle. Now the results around this is that descriptive statistics surrounding comparisons between biomarkers used for early diagnosis would be highlighted or will be highlighted. And the discussion around this is that DN is a major cause of concern for suspect or high-risk patients, although specific biomarkers have not been identified as yet. Albuminuria can be a good biomarker to help monitor the progression of disease. The conclusion around this is that specific biomarkers are still being investigated surrounding DN. And some main terminologies around this work include albuminuria, biomarkers, screening, DN, monitoring, and kidney care. So the acknowledgements around this include from Hock, and where there is a collaborative effort between an academic institution and the renal patient support group or the RPSG. Once again, this is an excerpt surrounding DN diagnosis and management and what makes best practice. This has been another Storm Robotics production.